Let's face it, as teens, we were all exposed to porn. What starts off as a peep show to get our jollies either fades into the backdrop with age or morphs into a habit, often vying for our time and energy. If you're one of those people who feel it's become a habit, this talk is for you. How to break the porn habit using atomic habits. Years ago, I came across a book called The Atomic Habits by James Clear, which at its core talks about how to build good habits and break the bad ones. There's a really cool section that discusses about the different stages of habit and how to break them. All habits proceed through 4 stages. They are Stage 1, cue. This is the trigger that initiates the behavior. Stage 2, craving. This is the motivational force that urges you to respond. Stage 3, response. This is when the actual habit happens and it takes the form of thought or action. Stage 4, reward. This is the end goal of any habit. To break a habit, the first step is to have a strategy for stage 1, the cue, and then move on to the other stages. What are the strategies for these 4 stages? Stage 1, cue. Make it invisible. Stage 2, craving. Make it unattractive. Stage 3, response. Make it difficult. Stage 4, reward. Make it unsatisfying. Now let me explain how I applied this concept to break the porn habit. I bought an external hard disk with a memory capacity of 250 GB. I downloaded every single video that I liked or would like to watch again and saved it to the hard disk. And soon I had my own porn stash and the collection was impressive. At this stage, I stopped adding new content. I wanted to discipline myself to the point where I would watch porn only from this hard disk and not from anywhere else. Since the hard disk was full of my favorite odd videos, I kept watching them over and over again. I added layers to this in the sense that I would deliberately keep the hard disk tucked away in a suitcase and I'd put the suitcase in the attic. When I got the urge to watch porn in the middle of the night or whenever, I would climb up the stairs, pull the suitcase out of the attic to access the hard disk and then connect it to the laptop and then finally watch it. As time went by, I just couldn't keep up with it. The thought of having to go to the attic and pull up that suitcase each time involved significant effort, something the slacker in me couldn't do it over and over again. Keep in mind, these are videos I had watched a million times. I knew every scene second by second. There was nothing new to watch and it got pretty boring. Familiarity breeds contempt, eh? And slowly the time I spent watching porn declined. To summarize, this is how I dealt with the 4 stages of habit. Stage 1, the cue. The strategy was to make it invisible. And how did I do it? I had installed ad blockers and I had no subscription to any porn sites. What I'm trying to do here is just trying to eliminate the triggers that would cause me to watch porn. Stage 2, craving. What was the strategy? Make it unattractive. Just think about the time that you spend watching porn, which can otherwise be put to better use. Or let's say you jack off to one of the videos, you might have to clean yourself up. Or there's loss of sleep when you watch porn in the middle of the night and in turn waking up the next day, sleep deprived and lacking enthusiasm. Stage 3, response. The strategy for it was to make it difficult. I had kept the hard disk in a suitcase and put it in the attic, making the access difficult. And finally, stage 4, reward. The strategy was to make it unsatisfying. And how did I do it? I didn't add any new content. I just kept watching the same content over and over again, which created boredom and discontent. The downside with this method, however, is that it won't work if you keep adding new content or you're subscribed to a porn site. The material should be the same each time, with the presumption that you would only watch porn from this hard disk and not from anywhere else, not your mobile phone or any other easily accessible device. Just think porn never exists outside of this hard disk. Also, the bigger the porn collection, the longer it takes to watch repeatedly and get to the boredom stage. So make sure the porn collection that you have doesn't take too much time to watch through its entirety. There you are. That's how I broke the porn habit using atomic habits. If you have any other methods, please write about it in the comment section and I will take a read. Thank you for your time.